Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the IWC Grande Complication, reference 927045. You can see this rose gold, minute-repeating perpetual calendar chronograph and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high-resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this monster is best described as a gentle giant. Now, 42 millimeters across the round of the case, it's full-sized without being oversized. Now, that measurement doesn't include the crown, chronograph pushers, or the minute repeater slide. However, it's thanks to the compact lug-to-lug dimension that this watch suddenly becomes viable on a broad range of wrist. In my opinion, down to as small as 15 centimeters in circumference. You'll note 48 millimeters from extremity of lug to opposite extremity. The lugs are deep and visually potent, but they're also short-cropped and dramatically downturned after they exit the flank of the case. So 48 millimeters across, this is not going to overhang a wrist of smaller proportions. It's going to look in proportion, it's going to feel secure, but you are going to know that it weighs an absolute ton. The mass on the wrist is part of the psychic pleasure of owning a timepiece like this, and a big part of that pleasure derives from the incredible 5-link rose gold bracelet. Now you can see that each individual ingot, it's almost like the individual links are miniature faceted gold bars. They catch the light and they play with it dramatically, such that the bracelet itself has as much life in shifting light as the sunburst dial. It's also remarkably silken on the wrist. With so many small links, it has peerless flexibility rivaled only by the thinnest and finest synthetics. Now, you can see on the bottom the other hallmark of every great bracelet, not just handsome, but ergonomically superb, with broad bevels in between each individual link. Those large channels ensure that the bracelet neither pulls hair nor pinches skin. A double deployant clasp, again, is your friend if you have a smaller wrist, because it doesn't have the one big up and over fold of a single fold that can pinch a smaller wrist. And when closed, this one is incredibly discreet. 3 gadrons, horizontal strakes showing the partition point. Low profile, beautifully done. It's an awesome aesthetic cue to the partition point that's elegant in its own right and beautifully parts the 2 rows of gold, best described as a junction in a sort of yellow brick road, or should I say rose gold brick road. Now, all of the action is in the case and the dial. The case is powerful with many character lines there to give the watch definition and strength to articulate it and break up its immense mass of gold, and IWC pulls this off quite artistically and successfully. Moving inboard to the dial, it's just as well balanced. It's the highlight of the watch, but in no sense does this mass of complexity and information appear cumbersome. It's executed with a deft artistic and engineering hand. Now you can see that it's a cruciform design with lateral and vertical symmetry. You have everything from the day, date, month, the year, the decade, the century, to the moon phase, chronograph, hours, minutes, and seconds, and of course, whatever time of day it is, that's what you're going to get out of the minute repeater when it chimes the time. Even the small details have been exquisitely crafted. The bosom-style moon phase at 12 o'clock uses aventurine or goldstone. Inside its enamel, there are little flecks of metallic reflective elements that create almost the same twinkle with the luster and the depth and the romance that you see in the actual night sky. Now, I'm not sure if the minute repeater or the moon phase is the most romantic of great complications, but this watch doesn't force you to choose. You can have both. And of course, it is a chronograph, hours, minutes, and seconds, coinciding with Kurt Claus's great coordinated perpetual calendar module. What that means is that you can set all of the calendar functions through the crown as you advance the date, the day, the month, the year, the moon. All of it moves in sequence, so you can adjust this perpetual calendar as easily as you would set the quick set date on a conventional 3-hand watch. It's that simple. Simply advance and they all move in sequence. There are no days of the month or days or months of the year that don't exist. It's always correct. Now, the watch features IWC's caliber 79090. This one of 50 is powered by a movement best described as an in-house IWC caliber, distantly based on the winding system and going train of the great Valjoux 7750. Now, just as with the early 90s Destrero Scafusia, the movement has been modified so much that even Edmund Capt, the inventor of the 7750, probably wouldn't recognize it. With 75 jewels, entirely hand-decorated, hand-regulated, and assembled, this is a gem within a gem. And of course, it has all the underlying values of the 7750, including toughness, hacking seconds, so you can precisely set this perpetual calendar down to fractions of a second. It features, of course, all of the efficiency of the unidirectional winding system of the 7750 with a 44-hour power reserve. So all you have to do to keep this perpetual calendar chugging away and on time is to wear it daily. And believe me, a watch with this kind of presence, you'll want to wear it daily. You'll want to wear it to bed. You can see this incredible IWC Grande Complication reference 9270-45 and purchase it on our website.